Hello, and welcome back to Spiritual Maintenance. I am doing this video before my next Friday meditation visual, Time Spent with Jesus, because I want to, um, I guess, share my point of view in terms of spirituality, who I see Jesus as, and those things, just to help those who have also gone through spiritual abuse, religious trauma, those kind of things. Um, and help with that trigger warning, so to speak, because a lot of what I share is going to be based on biblical and Torah scripture, because um, that was the life path I was born into. So that's what my frame of reference is when it comes to spirit. So when I get messages that come through, it's in that aspect. Whereas if I was born in a different culture, those messages would come in through that culture. Um, So just wanted to bring awareness to that um, ahead of time because I felt it was needed. But for kind of an example of what I'm talking about it with the messages coming through is there was one specific message that was absolutely beautiful, and I wanted this to be the first one that I share with you. Um, I had um, the the biblical verse of the Spirit of God hovering over the waters show up. And I saw that as the Spirit and the water wanting so desperately to be a part of one another. And that passion between the two of them sparked the spark of life. And that heat created from the spark of light then um, manipulated the molecules, thus creating Earth creation. And so you and I and everything around us is those feminine and masculine aspects of God, spirit, um, being intimate, that love, everything is created by love. And those things that don't have water and air or have one or the other and there's a misbalance, it dies. So um, it still is like really overwhelming to me thinking of that, like how beautiful that was. It's just like, whoa, like we're literally walking, breathing love. That's cool. So, and then in spirituality, air um, coincides with our thoughts. Water coincides with our emotions. So when we have our emotions and our thoughts aligned, that is when we can experience love by default. Because when we're overthinking things, that's when we get overcritical, um, judging, those kind of things. And then when we're feeling from our emotions, our impulses, that's when fear comes in, anxiety, all those kind of things, and we're just off balance. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to help all of us realign our thoughts and our emotions, get rid of those triggers, because triggers throws us off balance, and we can walk in our free will, because that is our God-given right, is our free will. And so if there's someone out there that's making you believe you have to act and do a certain thing to achieve something, well, they're taking away your free will. So that's what this channel is about, taking back your free will, being your true authentic self, walking your path. And if they have anything to say about that, remind them of Abraham and Lot. They were both um, disputing who was right about God's teachings, and God never told them they were wrong. Instead, he said, Abraham, you go there, Lot, you go there. And both of their own wisdom was able to help where they ended up. Um, so there is um, no one's path is better than the others, is what I got from that. Um, and even Jesus, when the Pharisees was making fun of him and criticizing him, like, oh, your apostles don't wash their hands, they're going to hell. um, he's like, no, those are the traditions of man. It's not what you're putting in your mouth, it's not what you're doing, it's what's coming out of your mouth that determines where you're going in life. And our words are so powerful. So that's why those affirmations and those kind of things, and I'll get into those later on in a different video, but that's why they're so powerful and so important, because what we say is a part of our own creation. What is our around us is a product of our thoughts, our actions, our words, and our behavior. Um, so yeah, just mainly wanted to get the message out that a lot of my references are biblical, from the Torah, those kind of things, because that was my background. So if you resonate with what I'm saying, great, and continue on following me. If it doesn't, well, that's great too, because now you know that it's probably not where you feel comfortable, and then you can find something that does feel more along your path. And, maybe we'll see each other in the future at a later time, or, you can do greatness elsewhere. And it is what it is. So, I do plan on having a video out on Friday about your time spent with Jesus and just feeling that love, because God was the embodiment in Jesus. Like the thoughts and the heart were united. So he was literally the walking, breathing epitome of God. And so you can see him at any age that you need to see him, depending on what triggers come up for you. But just wanted to share why that was going to be my first visualization, was Jesus. So, yeah, see you soon.